You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog maws confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nub. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry R. Women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live. Oh!
On this season 9 of episode 38 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced, we will be discussing the Presidential Scamlection of 2024 will be a major turning point in history for Black people. Number one, Black people once again will be played for chumps. A, Kamala has stated that she will do nothing specifically for Black people. B, we already know that the dump, as in human shit, will do nothing for us. With all that being said, it is quite obvious that we as a people must control our own economics, control of our own educational institutions for our youth and ourselves, control our own factors of production, which are land, labor, capital, and risk management. These elements are needed for housing, manufacturing, banking, and social media. This all-inclusive bullshit benefits all other groups other than ourselves. 90% of businesses in the Black community are not Black owned. Okay, our youth are more focused on sports and entertainment rather than engineering, biosciences, mathematics, and technology. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the human drama of athletic competition myself. Africa holds the majority of raw materials needed for the production of high technology items that contribute greatly to the world's economy. Terrorism contributes greatly to our worldwide self-destruction. Hollywood will not produce, distribute, or make films that would uplift us. Instead, it will do the exact opposite and purport our self-hatred and hidden agenda. This episode is for those 18 years of age and over, and this is episode 38 of season 9. And we see we have somebody there with their hand up, and we're going to bring them in. Okay, 301, last 3711. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm out of San Francisco, California. I have many names: Desiree Pearson Bay, Aquette Kaba S. I just want to give the brothers and sisters a quote. Africans, and that's with a K, have never been mindless individuals. We have never been drones without independent thoughts. The image has been propagated by Europeans to insult and trivialize and the communal nature of traditional African society and promote European extreme individualism. So again, that goes back to what you were saying, as far as that we have to have our own, and that's very imperative that we take our money back out of the society and bring it on to where we need to do so we can create generational wealth for our family.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that there is the key right there, is generational wealth. You see what I'm saying? You know, to pass on down to the generations after us is because, see, this is what all these other groups are doing, particularly here in California. You see what I'm saying? The Latinos, they go up there, they buy land, they do agricultural work out there in California in San Joaquin Valley, which they would call America's Salad Bowl. Also, too, citrus comes up out of there, oranges and what have you, you see. And then not to mention the fact that, is that the black students, you see what I'm saying, in these public indoctrination centers are taught the exact opposite to countermand, you know, their own progress. But then at but the other groups, they emphasize, particularly in the Asian communities out there in California, about them doing for themselves. And of course, as everybody knows, is that San Francisco is the original Chinatown, which was also the point of entry for the Chinese during the gold rush when they was building the Union Pacific Railroad. Okay, they tell you that, okay, great, fine, beautiful, okay. But what they don't tell you about is all the free labor is that the United States has benefited off of our people building the Southern Pacific Railroad, which takes you all the way from Atlanta, GA, all the way to Los Angeles, California.
So wait a minute, does that also follow under what Project 6 is about? Go on, elaborate, brother.
Well, Proposition 6 in California, from what I understand, and I wish somebody would call in from the Golden State to give me more information on it. And I think, you know, that's what it was supposed to be doing, the reparations for California, if I'm not mistaken, okay? But from what I understand is that the California State Legislature up there in Sacramento had watered it down. You see what I mean? And it was just pretty sad. It's because old Gruesome Newsom, who is Nancy Pelosi's nephew, Gruesome Newsom is the same one who put California on lockdown with the COVID pandemic, scandemic, plandemic, or whatever you wish to call it. But he's up there in Napa Valley getting drunk, you know what I'm saying, at his wife's party and ain't wearing no mask. And as we all know, Napa Valley, for those who like wine, Napa Valley produces some of the world's greatest wine. It's been producing wine up there with all the great vineyards, you know, since about the 1700s.
That's wine, because I would say that our ancestors actually made the best wine.
Oh, really? Enlighten us, sister.
Well, we can go back to just like you got what is that, Johnny Walker? You know, that comes from us, and also Jack Daniels. And I think that during the slavery time, one of the reasons why, you know, the slaves didn't mind. Now, I'm not promoting slavery at all. I'm just giving you guys history. Okay. So, North Carolina, as you go back in the Library of Congress and you look at like the different plantations or whatever, The slaves always wanted to go to North Carolina because North Carolina was like, hey, we're talking about alcohol, right? And they was doing a fix with alcohol. So with that alcohol, and this is way before Prohibition actually came into play. So Jack Daniels was actually that liquor. Jack Daniels, what is that? Brandy? It's not even a brandy.
JD said it's whiskey.
It's whiskey. Okay, so that was formulated by black men. Okay, and he was on the plantation and this and that, and supposedly him and the plantation were friends or however, whatever. So they have a whole museum in Tennessee. We're talking about Jack Daniels because the family of the slaves, supposedly slaves, because we never say that's a whole other subject. But the thing is, their family get residuals behind Jack Daniels.
Okay, all righty, okay. Now, are you saying that those who are descendants of slaves in Tennessee are getting residuals of revenue from Jack Daniels now?
Well, just the family of the slave. Now, we can go on and I can show you the name or whatever, but here's something. That's why the family turned around. His daughter, well, actually his granddaughter, is the one who has that museum in Tennessee. So let me give you the name of the museum, and she has all her grandfather's information on there, you know, about what's going on with Jack Daniels in Tennessee.
Right. Okay. You pulling up data right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So I'm going to elaborate as you do that. Okay, people. As you know, Kamala Harris is on the boob tube right now, putting in her last ditch effort, to get selected as the president of the United States. But we're not going to talk about, the current vice president, okay, because it's too controversial, you know what I mean? And they're hitting us with all this hateration here on this platform, so we're not going to press our luck, okay? But the fact of the matter is, Black family, is that I've said it once and will continue to say such, that we got to do for ourselves. You see, that's a given. Ain't no ifs, ain't no buts, you see, but we got to do for ourselves. You say, now, the thing is about these public education systems, they are designed to fail our youth. You see what I mean? Okay, but what it is, though, is that, we need the elders to come up there, mentor to the young men, you know what I'm saying, mentor to the young woman, and keep in mind that only a man can raise a boy into a man, and only a woman can raise a girl into womanhood, okay? And then, of course, California, is a state of massive confusion, and it looks like that Kamala here on the boob tube in Pittsburgh tonight is getting an ovation, from her supporters and what have you, and I'm quite sure everybody's more focused on the election, but I see everybody's more focused on seeing Kamala speak, and tomorrow is the election, and this is why, we're doing the special edition this evening. Okay, so what it is that we have got to get our youth more literate on social media, high tech and what have you. The reason being is because these high tech firms just got too much power, okay? Look at Elon Musk, okay? And for all of those of you, and even Elon Musk can call it himself, which I severely doubt, okay, he is not an African. He is a Boer, okay? What is a Boer? A Boer is the descendants of the Dutch that went over there and stole all that land. Then they had the Boer War because the British had went down there and wanted all the raw materials as well, too, such as the minerals, such as the gold, you say tungsten, silicon, you see what I mean? and it's very, very interesting, is that you had a former president referred to Africa as a bunch of shithole countries. But if it wasn't for these shithole countries, high tech wouldn't be the trillion-dollar industries that it is. You see what I mean? And this is why we created the hashtag resurrection of the mental dead. This is also, too, why we created a Facebook group called the same, of resurrection of the mental dead. And well, in addition to, go ahead.
Tennessee Jack Daniels art, beats, and lyrics, and be mindful how you sign in on it, because I think I put today's date instead of putting my birth date. So if you put the wrong date in, they're not gonna let you in because you have to be an adult. So anyway, but so the family of Jack Daniels, and we can go into the history of the making of the Jack Daniels, because you know back in the day we used to call what moonshine, and everybody did whatever. You know,
well, you had them distilleries out there. Yeah, well, you had them distilleries out there, you know, in the countryside out there, you know, in Tennessee, the Carolinas, let me see, Kentucky, you know, as well, too. All those.
Like Kansas, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. Okay, sister, drop knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Drop knowledge, you know. And then on top of it as well, too, is that when I had visited the Black Wall Street, you know, about a year and a half ago, actually last winter, as a matter of fact, and it was just incredible of the information that I came across about why they had hated us so much. And then keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, is that the Black Wall Street was the first recorded event of where you had aerial bombing, okay? Is because back at that time, that's where they just started, you know, the airplanes and stuff like that. So them good old boys came up with the idea, well, we could be more effective in the destruction of Black Wall Street if we just simply drop these bombs from the air. And from speaking, you know, with people down there on the Black Wall Street, it was related to me. Once again, there was another Carolyn Bryant case that ended the life of Emmett Till, you know, a white woman up there talking about that this black man had raped her, you know, and probably she told the black man if he didn't do it to her, she would. Yeah, that's precisely my point. You see what I'm saying? That is precisely my point. And then as Brother Perry said, just look at a motion picture called Mandingo, and it will tell you about the antebellum South. You see what I mean?
Nobody wants to talk about is the fact that not only was the white woman so fascinated with the black man's penis, but also the white man that, you know, was also fascinated with his penis as well. He was so fascinated with it that he wanted to castrate you and put it in a jar. And then we should not ever forget about the Munichs. The Munichs are the ones that they turn around and castrated over and over again, just like they did George Washington Carver, because they said that, oh, you might impregnate our daughter or whatever. So then they formulated their own thing called the Munichs, and Munichs was actually derivation of black men that have been castrated.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible. And then also, too.
The name of the person that actually, his name was Jasper Newton Daniel.
Okay.
Yeah, he was born September 10th, 1846, and he transitioned also in Tennessee, October 10th, 1911. And his family, and he came up with the Johnny Walker, which was the whiskey that all them rednecks love to drink.
Yep. Yeah, they certainly do a lot of drinking out here in Las Vegas on that. Yeah, so you're right about that there, sister. You know what I'm saying? And then I think Brother Che is in the studio. So, Brother Che, we're going to unmute his mic and see what he has to say about this if he's able to. Okay, Brother Che, you with us? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. So, Brother Che, feel free to unmute your mic anytime, to join in the conversation. Okay. Now, another element that I want to go off over to, ladies and gentlemen, on this is that Kamala has stated that she will not do nothing specifically for Black people. Well, she did not do nothing specifically for Black people when she was a U.S. Senator from California. She did not do nothing specifically for Black people as the Vice President. She did not do nothing specifically for Black people when she was the District Attorney. Yes, sir. No, Brother Che, calling in out of our Denver office. Go ahead, Brother Che. Yes, sir.
Grand Rising, brother. Yeah, it's been a minute since we talked, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. And the 90 is my daughter's name. Hey, that's my daughter's name that I had a miscarriage or whatever, but that's not, that's my daughter. That's still my DNA. Yeah, keep her alive.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right, sister. Yeah, we recognize that. Okay. Now, as we stated here in this write-up for tonight's show, we put it in there that Black people once again will be played for chumps. Now, the one who I want to crumble on this one here is Barack 285. Obama. Now, Barack Obama
I'm doing city council right now, so I'm
ago in Detroit, Michigan, doing all this finger waggling,
make sure share this video out.
And
if y'all able, call in 516-418-5996.
Well, first place,
the thing is, like, we talk about Barack Obama. Do we really want to talk about him? Isn't Barack Obama, and I don't know if I can say it on this show, but I'm just going to speak truth. Aren't you a fucking homosexual, you goddamn self? Like, Barack Obama, I know that, like, a lot of brothers and sisters, even during his era, we stood in them lines and said, hey, we're getting the first Black president. Is that really the truth? Or anything else? Don't forget, under his regime, when he had Hillary Clinton under her, they also killed Omar Gaddafi. Shall we forget about that?
No, sister. I'm glad you brought that up. As for the simple fact is that Muammar Gaddafi was going off of the American dollar standard. That's why they killed him, is because Gaddafi, what he was offering is that when a couple gets married in Libya, they get a house, okay, they get land, okay, and then he would break them off so much in gold, to start their life, to start raising children there in Libya. And then Gaddafi had echoed Marcus Garvey a little bit where he said Africa for the Africans. You see what I mean? Now, I will debate with any of these tethers out here, as Brother Che has put it so well, okay, and which is the tether, who comes over here to the United States, don't want to have nothing to do within the Black community. Then they are told by the U.S. State Department off of research that we've done is that when you get to the U.S., that you cannot have nothing to do with Black people in America. Okay, and I see we got an unknown caller right there that had their hands up. I wonder who this is. Why do I think I know who this is? Okay, unknown caller, your mic is unmuted. Okay, you're on air, and welcome to Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced. What's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, Shabaka, I just came on the show. Now I just got one question for you. Are you up here suggesting all kind of unconstitutional, arbitrary rules for people?
Sarge, Yeah, okay, that's Sarge, Sister Naya. You're gonna love Sarge. Sarge is Sarge. Sarge is an avid Dunk supporter. Now, Sarge, one thing that your man did that I saw on the Idiot Box, okay, a couple of days ago, is when he had sat up there in a dump truck, okay, which I thought was most appropriate, okay, because you know, Sarge, I refer to him as the dump, as in human shit, and I want to make that perfectly clear, by the way, and I was going to suggest, for those of you who have not yet voted, if you're supporting Donald Trump, which is your legal right, which is your electoral right, be sure before you go cast your vote to go to the bathroom, wipe your ass with the ballot, so therefore when you turn it into the ballot worker, they know exactly of who you are voting for. Sarge, you got the floor, Sarge, and I know you're long-winded, Sarge.
What do you mean long-winded? I get to the point, man. I ain't long-winded. Now, you got to take that back.
I tell you something. Also, let's go back to the brother that we were talking about that Hillary Clinton killed. That was Omar Gaddafi. So when he actually came to the U.S., they went and put him in a hotel, and actually they put him in a plaza. And he didn't want to stay in the plaza. You know where he stayed at? He stayed in Central Park. So he set up all his tents and stuff to stay in Central Park. That also goes down to our history, because you have to understand, brothers and sisters, that Central Park, we own that area. See, in New York.
Yeah, you're right. We did. Seneca.
In that area. So Omar Gaddafi already knew where he was going, and he stayed in Central Park. And he had his own security and everything else when he was out there to go visit him at the nation's building. And that goes to show you that he knew our history, not only from the motherland, but he also knew our history over here in this land.
I see. Okay. All right. I just learned something. Okay, Sarge. Well, I know you're long-winded, Sarge. And keep in mind.
To say that again. You know, damn well I ain't long-winded. Even if it takes me a little while to explain something, I don't ramble. I get right to the point. Now you know that.
Sarge.
So stop it. You need to stop that. I'll accept that you may not agree with me on something. I ain't gonna accept that I'm just long-winded to no purpose.
No, Sarge. You dropped some knowledge, Sarge, because you got me up here reading.
And I get to the point.
Yeah, and now, Sarge.
I'm going to hear you. You know,
thank you. That's all I ask. I don't need. Remember, I don't need agreement. I just need clarity. That's all I ever ask.
Okay, Sarge. Oh, by the way, Sarge, where's Joe Gibson? He was invited too.
I think he's doing a show right now, man.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I am okay. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, because I am on a special edition. Okay, go ahead, Sarge. You got the floor.
All right, look, I understand all this talking about economics. We've been through this before, though. Black needs their own economic system, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. And I know that that was done with some modicum of success, and only a modicum of success, with the United Negro Improvement Association and with the Nation of Islam. It did create some moderately successful economic systems. But here's the problem with that. There ain't no such thing as black economics in a free market system. There's only markets, economics, and people of any race who are involved in economic market.
Okay,
the economic systems that work the best are those that support free markets. Now, you may say black economics as a useful communicative shorthand. I understand the purpose of that, to get black people up and motivated to be involved in the free market. But in the final analysis, and you cannot escape this in a free market, all free market or supply and demand economics are subject to the same immutable forces. That's why if you disobey them, you are likely to fail. If you follow them, you are likely to succeed.
No, you are actually correct, because he's right. Now, when he talks about the free market, that goes to the point that you cannot tell someone where to spend their money at. But here, as what we do as brothers and sisters, we're going to tell you why You're not supposed to spend your money with the corporation or however what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with the monopoly of what's going on. Of course, everybody has a free market. Even when you go out there, they have the swap shops or however, whatever. That is a free market. But if our brothers and sisters put their feet on the ground everywhere else, regardless of whatever, and bring our wealth back to our community, there's no such thing as free market anymore.
Okay. Well, you got to understand one thing about the free market system. There's no one great big mastermind or smarty pants come up with it. It grew organically.
But it still goes back to the capitalism.
Yeah, but the point. No, the point I'm trying to make is that these new models of economics tend to involve some mastermind creating something new, like Karl Marx did.
It's not even about having a mastermind.
And that doesn't work. But that's what I said. Free markets grew up naturally out of the natural interaction of people to provide goods and services to each other. And they had to come up with some, assuming you're not using force and you're not conquering somebody. You had to convince somebody. Hold on now. You had to convince somebody to willfully part with their money in order to give you what you want to sell it to them.
I don't want them just to give us nothing. Our ancestors never asked for nothing. Our ancestors never wanted.
Well, no, that's not what you do in a free market. You give something to get something, and you get something to give something.
We have to give to ourselves. We don't want
Okay, but again.
You can take the free market, you can take your Nike food, you can take all that shit and take it with your ass, because we got brothers and sisters that how we did, and we can make our own shit. We don't need no free nothing. We never want to give anything.
All right. Again, that works fine in the captive market where people don't have other options. But if people have
still fucking the dick of your motherfucker.
All right. But if people have other options, they are going to exercise them no matter what we think. They're going to do it.
What are you talking about? Playing chess, playing checkers, or how else you going to do it?
That's literally what I'm talking about. I'm saying what you have to do in a free market is to convince someone you have given them a good reason for them to part with their money to obtain your goods and your services. It will always be done.
Because they sit on me and listen to them gay-ass motherfuckers on fucking...
It doesn't matter what the reason is. That's what you have to do. No, it doesn't matter what the reason is. It's what you have to do to get their money. Unless you're going to force them to give it to you.
We are not about that. We are about dignity and integrity and about salvation.
Well, that's something people voluntarily decide to do. If that is the basis by which you can voluntarily convince someone to give up their money, then they will give up their money. But if you can't do it, you're going to have to find another way.
That sperm tastes so good that when they come in your mouth, you swallow it. Oh, it must be good.
Look, I can guarantee you. The Chinese government did not get to be the #2 economy in the world with that kind of attitude. That's not what they did to become the #2 economy in the world.
How do we when we built this whole motherfucking country?
Well, people might argue with you about that, and that has nothing to do with the price of tea in China.
No, but hold on, Sarge. She's got a point. Because, see, when we had the Black Wall Street, Sarge, I visited the Black Wall Street, okay? And what happened is them good old boys, Georgia fellas, got filled up, man, with that alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So then you had another Carolyn Bryant incident down there. Oh, well, you know, I'm screwing a black guy. Well, I'm going to say he raped me. So that was the first form of aerial bombing in the history.
All right, now will you stop getting off the subject? Come on, Shabaka, stop it. Now you come on. You're leaving out a lot of history.
Okay.
Come on, Shabak.
Okay.
You're leaving off a lot of history when you simplistically state it like that.
Whoa. Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on just a second. Because I visited the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Sarge, and I went there and I spoke with the people. The way it happened is that this white woman, like Carolyn Bryant, who wanted to get with a black man, got involved with a black man, got caught. First thing she yelled was rape. Okay. So therefore, the good old boys down there in the great state of Oklahoma, they gave you the world's first aerial bombing of the Black Wall Street, Sarge.
Okay.
Which they did, Sarge.
Okay, Shabaka.
Which they did.
Okay, Shabaka.
Which they did, Sarge.
Stop obfuscating, Shabaka. Stop it.
I'm
Let
not
me explain.
obfuscating
Yes, you are.
man. I'm
yes, let me tell you why you're obfuscating. I'll tell you why. You're obfuscating. Let me tell you why you're doing it. Shabaka. Shabaka. The overwhelming majority of black businesses did not fail because they were firebombed from the air. They failed because they could not compete in the economic marketplace.
Oh. No.
I know you guys want to filibuster to shut me out, but I'm trying to explain to you what happens in every economic system, whether you think it should or not.
Every economic system. But them motherfuckers have been
well, most black businesses did not get firebombed from the air by any means. That's not the reason they failed.
Economic system. And I think we need one.
Because let me tell you, why do you think Johnson and his publication succeeded, Shabaka? Why did his publication still succeed to this day? Because he found an economic niche for his product.
They want to know how a black man turn around after beat you down so hard and you still is able to become guilty. They want to know your system.
Okay, but see, that's just it, sister. Okay, that's just it, sister. Okay, John H. Johnson in 1945 borrowed $800 on his mother's furniture.
And he filled the niche, didn't he? That was unfulfilled at the time. The black community having itself covered in a positive light, and black people were willing to see themselves covered in a positive light and willing to pay the money to his corporation to present themselves in that light. In other words, he found an economic niche for his products and his services. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, I will meet you halfway.
And apparently you're determined to ignore it.
Okay, no, Sarge, I don't, because I always used to get the Ebony and the Jet shit, when
so
I go to Chicago.
I still do.
Okay.
I still do.
Right, to look at
they just turned to a bunch of liberal Democrats.
Okay, but hold on, Sarge. Okay, but hold on, Sarge. Now, let me ask you this here, though, son.
Let's go into football. Let me tell you why I'm not watching the motherfucking football right now. Because you already know them motherfuckers in their fucking corporation turned around and said that the Philadelphia Eagles did not win that Super Bowl against the Chiefs. That's right.
Okay.
Go back there. And they beat him, and his leg was hurt. And they thought, well, you got to get the ball, you got to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? The corporation turned around, took him back from a black quarterback. A black quarterback.
Okay, you talking about Randall Cunningham. Okay, you talking about... Okay,
well, that was a while back, and the NFL has only gotten more successful since then. They've gotten bigger, and they're making more money now than they ever have.
Well, why can't we get...
he's talking about Randall. Yeah, he's talking about Randall.
And I'm saying, notwithstanding that, the NFL has gotten bigger and is making more money now than it ever had.
Because of the black athletes, Sarge. Because of the black athletes.
It doesn't matter. They're doing it. No matter what they did or didn't do to Randall Cunningham.
He's goddamn troglodyte.
Okay, look, no matter what they did or didn't do to Randall Cunningham, they're more successful now than ever.
Okay.
God damn it, Sarge.
Okay, now,
Sarge.
Yes.
Sarge.
You deny what I just said?
Boy, this is some funny shit.
Sarge.
Look, all I'm saying is that a one-person boycott does not make a successful product unsuccessful.
First of all, Sarge, you said something about the market.
Maryland on a motherfucking yacht. On a yacht. The stock owners of the NFL come every year when they having the sailboats or whatever on a fucking yacht. On a yacht. Sit up there and fucking Annapolis. Looking for the next whoever they looking for in that area or whatever to put on whatever team.
That's why they have a successful product. You keep saying the things they do as though it makes them unsuccessful. It does not. So whatever you're complaining about is not harming their brand to the extent that they are losing money. It is not happening.
Yeah, you know, I tell you what.
They are not losing money, no matter what they're doing.
The NFL and also the NBA, y'all need to motherfucking protest. Tell them motherfuckers you ain't playing no game.
Oh, well, you guys,
you ain't playing no Super Bowl. You ain't doing shit.
Hey, hold on, y'all.
Okay, but
I got a
go ahead.
10-minute window, so I got to get out what I need to say.
Okay.
While I have this window.
Yes, sir.
So, first, there's something about the market and how they according to Sarge, they didn't bomb Black Wall Street, even though we know they clearly did bomb.
They bombed the shit out of it, man. I've been there, brother. I spoke to the people who were there. They bombed the fuck out of Black Wall Street.
The reason why they bombed Black Wall Street because Black Wall Street was generating so much capital, so much wealth that they were going to open international trade, and the U.S. couldn't have that at the time.
Yeah, you're right. And then keep in mind, though, too, is that we was discriminated against, okay? And then on top of it, too, so therefore, you know, we were forced, due to Jim Crowism, to trade with ourselves. Now, I got a question for Sarge.
All right, let me...
Okay, now, Sarge, you familiar with Wilmington, North Carolina, right, Sarge? With Bull County and the fire hoses and what have you, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, now, Sarge. Okay. Now, the thing is, now, to quote Malcolm X, is that you, Uncle Tom's, are sitting at a lunch counter begging a white man for a cup of coffee. Okay, now, let me ask you this, Sarge. If you was there at that time in Wilmington, North Carolina, down there in 1963, would you sit there at a lunch counter, man, and have them throw shit, food scraps on you, water, and kick you in your ass? Would you sit up there and put up with that, Sarge?
I'm happy. Shabaka.
No, Sarge, what you do is emphasize that napkin holder and start whooping some ass, okay?
Shabaka. I will be happy to answer that question. However, I must correct something that was just said a moment ago that I did not say.
What did you not
say? I know. Listen to me. Listen to me.
Sarge?
I know beyond any reasonable doubt that the businesses in Tulsa were firebombed from the air with improvised incendiary devices by privately flown aircraft by civilians. I know this. I never said it didn't happen. This is what I said. Listen carefully. I said the reason most black businesses failed was not because they were bombed by aircraft from the air.
What did they fall?
They failed because of market forces.
No.
Okay.
That's what I
said. The market forces.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
All right, so I didn't say. I didn't say what you said. I said, Jay.
Forces. They were bombed. The reason
I didn't say what you said. I said. I didn't say what you said. I said. I know they were firebombed. I read the forensic evidence that they collected after the riot. They collected the remnants of the incendiary devices that they dropped. They were improvised devices. They used turpentine. They used gelled gasoline, kind of like a napalm. I know they did it. They used oil and stuff like that. I know they did it. I didn't deny that they did it.
It's like okay, you know you already voted for these motherfuckers. You know you still on the plantation. So what are you trying to tell us right now? Because
I would tell you, but you're determined not to listen to what I say. Because listen to what I say, I will tell you what I mean.
What do you mean, Sarge? I got 3 minutes.
Okay, this is my basic premise. Now, look, I'm happy to flesh it out, but you got to understand my basic premise. My basic premise is that no matter who you are participating in free market economics, you are subject to the same immutable forces that everyone else participating in it are. Yes, there may be the circumstances under which you are doing it may be different, but you are still...
No, you're not going to. Hold on, Sister Anaya. I got to get this out because I only got 2 minutes left. No, Sarge. The reason why the black businesses are sabotaged, Sarge, literally sabotaged by the market, by the government, by all of these external forces. That's what you're neglecting, Sarge. We don't get no capital to keep or start a business. We're the last to get a loan. We're the first to default on a loan. All of that is not being factored in, Sarge.
Right. That part. You see what I'm saying? That part right there. You see?
All right. Even if that is true, let's assume for the sake of argument that it is. That still does not negate the immutable laws of free market economics. It only adds a complication to it.
On your motherfucking ass.
It only adds a complication to it. It doesn't negate it.
I tell you, I don't give a shit. And that's like you don't give a shit about my
Adam Smith
about my ancestors or about my
I don't know.
When you hear that click, that's what you better think. That does not negate. I'm gonna tell you what does negate.
Okay, all right, whatever. Whatever. I'm saying that if you're gonna factor sabotage into the game, you better make sure that your adherence to the laws of free market economics is on point. Because if you don't, then the sabotage is surely cut your goose.
The one to chime in. Get that idiot off the phone.
Oh, I'm the idiot now. You're the one that's running and living like a dummy. Who the hell are you talking that way? This dummy just done nothing but foam at the mouth, and she says nothing of substance.
Lady,
hold on, Sarge. Yeah, hold on, Sarge. I'm gonna bring you back
to the council.
Okay, sister, you still with us, right? Okay.
Can you get that idiot off the phone and actually can we see if there's other brothers and sisters that's really gonna speak something educational because he's a retard.
Okay, all right, okay. Sarge is still with us, sister. Okay, you're wearing them down. I'm looking at the scorecards right now. You know, you turned them around. You landed some bombs on them. You did real good. Now, I'm going to unmute your mic, Sarge, and we're going to resume this. Now, hold on, sister, because I'm getting ready to debate with Sarge about something.
All she did was call me an idiot. It was like hitting below the belt. You got to take the fucking points away from her. That's just the same thing as hitting below the belt.
Okay, Sarge. Relax, Sarge. Sit back. Don't get your blood pressure up. Sarge.
I ain't got my blood pressure up. I'm only noticing what time it is.
Okay, but Sarge, the thing is about that is this. That old senile bastard who became the 40th president, who was the former governor of that raggedy-ass state called California, believed in the leaky bucket theory, which is designed to keep poor people poor. Okay.
Wait a minute, what's the leaky bucket theory? I never heard that one before.
Man, come on, Sergeant.
You mean a rising tide lifts all boats? Is that the one you're talking about?
No, Sergeant. I'm talking about Adam Smith, okay, who developed the concept of the invisible hand theory. I mean, man, you learn this shit.
Where'd you get this leaky bucket thing from? Where'd you get that?
Because, okay, that was the theory is this. It's called the trickle-down method, that's senile
you never said a damn thing about no trickle-down. That's not true.
Yeah, yes, he did.
Not in the Wealth of Nations he didn't. No, he didn't.
Okay, that brain
You just made that up. You just made that up.
No, I didn't, Sarge. You know what I'm saying? I spent a couple of courses in college. You know what I'm saying?
I've read the Law of Nations. Ain't none of that about no damn leaky bucket theory.
Okay, we got a caller out of 612. Okay.
Because you might as well go on his team. Because the way you're speaking when it comes to brothers and sisters dealing as their independence and everything else, dealing with everything when it goes all the way back to Oklahoma. And don't forget, that wasn't the only bomb that they dropped on us. So what are you? Are you a representative of Adolf Hitler? You know?
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, you're gonna count that on the scorecard too, Shabaka? Does that count for some points? Wait a minute, Shabaka, does that count for her points?
Okay.
Did she just score some points there? Shabaka?
He want to kill already.
Oh, Shabaka, stop it. I'm being ridiculous.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, Sarge.
Now all of a sudden I'm an exponent of the third Reich. Adolf Hitler rejected the free market. He was a goddamn socialist. You don't even know what you're talking about.
When he turned around and intersected,
Adolf Hitler rejected the free market.
So what are you, a Nazi? What are you?
Listen to this woman. This woman is crazy.
Are you a Nazi?
Sarge.
This woman is crazy. She doesn't even know basic history.
I don't know.
No, actually, sir.
Adolf Hitler was a socialist. He rejected the free market. He didn't want to have anything to do with Adam Smith.
He was saying that if you're a racist, blonde hair and blue eyes.
Will you listen to this crazy woman?
Okay, hold on, sir. Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on, Sarge.
Your ass is supposed to be black, but you want to kill black people.
Okay, sister, I'm going to unmute Sarge and let him respond to what you were saying, okay? Because Sarge saying that I'm running a rig.
Let's get another call on it. He's like, you know.
We got another caller.
And where is Paris at? Paris is okay. We'll bring that entertainment back later.
Okay, as you know, Paris is involved with a situation there in Denver. Okay, but he is in the studio. Okay, I'm gonna unmute Sarge, and we do have another caller.
Shabaka, I just got through citing economic theories that Adolf Hitler completely rejected. So what does this dummy do? She calls me Adolf Hitler.
Adolf.
You see how silly this is? This is getting down to the point of parody. It's getting silly.
Okay, Sarge, sit
she
back.
Just said Hitler rejected Adam Smith in the Wealth of Nations.
Right now, just thinking about it. Oh my God.
He thought it was a Jewish conspiracy.
Oh, you did.
And then she's gonna tell me I'm sounding like Adolf Hitler. What kind of delusional world does she live in?
Okay, Sarge.
No, but I tell you what delusional world I'm not living in.
Yeah, you're in an ahistorical, ignorant world about which you know nothing.
Oh, look, you're hyperventilating right now. And
you're damn right I am, because you're in the wrong with the assert. You've gone down a rabbit hole with Alice in Wonderland and the White Rabbit.
Well, Alice in Wonderland.
Man.
The rabbit hole.
Now I got Adolf Hitler in the Third Reich. Hey, I'm going to start passing Nuremberg laws next. Craziness is that.
Okay, sorry.
As far as these holidays that we still haven't got, they still promote these holidays.
Oh, man. Okay, folks. Is there any end to your ranting? Ever?
Have a stroke, why don't you?
I mean, do you ever stop ranting?
Have a stroke, why don't you?
I don't have a stroke. I'm clear as a bell. I'm seeing things clearly. You're literally ranting.
Why don't you?
And then you're telling me I'm going to become I'm a Nazi.
Okay, Sarge.
This sounds like some crazy Democrats calling Adolf Hitler a Nazi, and Kamala Harris is the one locking up parents for truancy. That's just the same thing. You're doing the same thing these Democrats do.
Okay, Sarge.
Were we the original Republicans, not Democrats?
The Republicans were anti-slavery.
Okay, Sarge.
Sarge.
What?
You were Republican.
What, Shabaka? What is it? What can I do for you?
Okay, let's just do it now. You finish, okay? Okay, let her finish.
I don't have a heart attack. My blood pressure, I'm checking it right now. My blood pressure cuff. It's about 110/675. I'm fine. My blood pressure is just great.
Okay, now, Sarge, they're in the land of Lincoln, okay, where the great city of Chicago is, okay, Crook County, you know, after all, it was the home of Al Capone for many years. Okay, Lincoln had stated, Sarge, okay, is that if he could keep the Union together, okay, is that he still would have endorsed slavery if it would have kept the United States together. And then the South, you know, that raggedy broad Nikki Haley succeeded. And then you got that other coon-ass Uncle Tom down there, what's that clown's name that looks like Stymie? What's that fool's name? Tim Scott. And Senator Scott, your sorry ass is welcome to call in at 516-418-5996 because I sure do got a lot to say to your ass. Okay, but Sarge, getting on subject. Okay, hold on, Sarge, hold on.
You got something stuck in your throat. Oh, what is that? Semen? Okay, go ahead. Because I heard you say,
damn, Sister Naye, wow. Okay, okay, Sarge. Lincoln had stated that if he could keep the Union together, he did not give a damn about slavery. The only reason why he signed a quote-unquote Emancipation Proclamation in 1863, Sarge, was to get rid of the free labor that the Confederacy had on picking that cotton for picking that cotton for their uniforms. Yeah, mining that sugar cane where they make your JD, your Johnny Walker, your Beefeater, old granddad, you know, all them drunk bastards, man, that got their asses whooped down there, man, in Montgomery last year with the riverboat, okay, because they got filled up with that false courage. Then the brothers, you know, sent up the distress signal like the Batman signal on the old Batman TV series. And the Black community came together, and the soldier who I salute the most on that event right there was Aquaman. The 17, 18-year-old young man that dove in the water, swam across, and he started putting some work in there. Okay, so then...
Can I respond to you now?
Yes, Sarge, and I got something else to say, but go ahead and respond, Sarge.
All right, before you get too far afield, let's deal with what Lincoln said. Now, Lincoln said many things before the Civil War. Remember, he died shortly after, like a week after Lee surrendered at Appomattox, 3 days after. Can I finish, please, without being interrupted? Thank you very much.
Okay,
right,
let's
let me tell you. He said many things before the Civil War, and he said this in July 10th, 1858 in Chicago, Illinois. In case you don't know, 1858 is 2-3 years before the Civil War started. But here's what he said. I've always hated slavery. I think as much as any abolitionist, I have been an old line Whig. I have always hated it, but I have always been quiet about it until this new era of the introduction of the... Can I finish, please? I'm not ranting. I'm giving you history here.
Okay.
Until this new era of the introduction of the Nebraska bill. See, she's determined to not let me finish. Do you see this, Shabaka? Now, you mute me in a heartbeat if I was doing this. And you should.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, go.
You would mute me in a heartbeat if I was doing this.
He was also a faggot. Well,
See how she does this? She's just completely missed the point. See, and I'm directly speaking of what you said, Shabaka. She's ranting again.
Ranting again? You trying to say that Abraham Lincoln was not a homosexual?
I see how she changed the goddamn subject. Man, what is with this woman? What drug are you on? Get off the angel dust.
Angel dust.
Whatever it is she's on, she's hopped up.
Going your butt to do
the woman is hopped up, man. She's taking too much man.
Oh my God! Please no.
Are you gonna let me finish your bargain or not? I might as well just give up. What?
No, son.
Abraham Lincoln was a homosexual.
See, she's still ranting about something that had nothing to do with the goddamn subject.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I tell you what. I tell you who probably wasn't a homosexual, but I tell you who was a molester. Like, so you go into
John F. Kennedy.
Wait a minute, hold
Bill
up.
Clinton.
Maybe John F. Kennedy. He was a whore though. You know what I'm saying? But as far as molestation, let's go with the Roosevelt family.
All right. Let me sum it up for you then, Shabaka. All right, let me sum it up. Abraham Lincoln said innumerable condemnations of slavery before he was elected as president. I mean, there were literally hundreds of condemnations of slavery. Did he have a priority? Did he have a priority as president of the United States? Yes, he had a priority. His priority was to save the Union.
Maybe Abraham.
But he still hated slavery.
If they would have had the LGBT.
You see how quickly I can say that? Why the hell will you let me say it?
Sarge. Okay, sister. Okay, let Sarge say his point.
I could have said that a long time ago if you didn't kill me and interrupting me. Instead of ranting endlessly.
Okay,
he
sister.
did what? You a slave? Yeah. His great grandmother.
See what that means? Blah, 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 blah. Jesus H. Christ.
Jesus,
okay, sorry.
Wait a minute.
Jesus, holy Christ. Yeah, Jesus, I'm praying now. I'm praying for your soul.
Oh, my God. Pray my soul. Well, you know what? You could probably pray for a soul.
All right, look, one more time. Lincoln said many things before the Civil War. There's no doubt he was anti-slavery, but when he became president, he prioritized things. And even then, his views changed as the war changed and the circumstances changed.
Okay, but Sarge.
He's mad and putting the pantyhose on.
Good night, this woman can just rant endlessly, not say anything or something.
And then he was like, oh, I want a bride.
Blah, 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 blah.
Sarge, come on, what? Sarge. Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on. Just one, don't hang up, Sarge. Please don't. Okay. Sister, okay, say what you're going to say. Then I'm going to unmute Sarge and let him respond.
They talking about Abraham Lincoln. Was he prioritizing because he was getting a penis in his ass and then he was writing down yeah, that's free to slavery down there. But you have to understand that our ancestors were already fighting way before then. That's why we have the Gullah Wars and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Abraham Lincoln didn't free no slaves. Matter of fact, that document that he signed really doesn't even take precedence anywhere.
You talking about the Emancipation Proclamation?
Whatever, but it really doesn't hold legitimacy.
Okay, all right, okay, so I'm going to unmute Sarge, sister, to let him respond. Okay, please let Sarge finish. Okay, Sarge.
All right, now what I would like to know is whether or not we have put to rest, because you brought it up, and I was attempting to deal with it and respond to what you said, which was that you felt that Abraham Lincoln was temporizing about the issue of slavery. And I responded to that specific thing you said. Now, we put it to rest now, or do you still have some response to me in that regard? Not to anything else, because we never finished that one.
All right, so do I...
No, I'm talking about Shabaka now. You're not responding to anything I say or anything he says. I'm trying to respond to what Shabaka is saying. That's why I'm asking him now.
Okay, Sarge.
So what do you think about what I said in response to you saying that Abraham Lincoln was temporizing about the issue of slavery with regard to his other priorities as president of the United States?
Okay, but Sarge, Lincoln him. Well, sister, you're right, because I'm about to tell Sarge how Lincoln was full of shit. Okay, because Lincoln said he looked at the white race as the dominant race in the society of the American social order. Number one. Number two, Lincoln said is that if I could save the Union without freeing these niggas, I would not do it. He said that too. Okay, and then Sarge, you and I both know what is the state slogan of the great state of Illinois that it says there on them license plates where they're produced down there at Statesville, land of Lincoln. Am I right on that, Sarge?
Well, you distorted a little bit, but you're essentially correct. Yes, he did throw those things about the position, the social positions of the people, of black people and white people at the time. Those remarks were very consistent with the views of most white males of the time. I will agree with you on that. Now, can I ever finish anything? I was thinking for 22 seconds.
Sarge, don't blow it. Okay. Okay, sister.
I was looking at my watch to see how long you're going to take to interrupt me.
Okay.
She don't waste no time, does she?
Okay, hold on. Okay.
22 seconds, and I got to interrupt.
Okay, all right, hold on, folks. Hold on. Okay, hey, Blues on Chain, thank you for joining us in the chat room. Okay, we got a caller here with the last three numbers. He's got his hand up, 103. Okay, 103, area code 612. What's on your mind? And welcome to Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced.
Yes, sir. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to say to the sister that was talking earlier, I don't know what her name was, but she brought up things like Black Wall Street, things that happened in the past. And I just want to say, if for people today to still have this mindset that as a black person, things like Black Wall Street have any impact on your life whatsoever, or that you're being hindered from being successful, shows your thinking is backwards. Right now is the money-making era. Your mindset should be on trying to get money. That's what everybody in the world that comes to America, that's their mindset. They're not here looking for what's fair, looking for what's right. They know that America is the land of opportunity. And if you think it's hard in America, I don't know how you even make it 1 week in any other part of the world, because it's a lot more difficult once you leave here. And so I'm just saying, as a man, I don't, maybe because she's a woman, I don't know her thinking, but as a man, your mindset should be hustle, grind, discipline, and go out there and make it happen. I mean, I don't know what else to say at that.
Okay, now Blues, you got a point right there. Okay, your Blues is right about that.
The mindset of saying that, okay, yeah, this is the thing of how do we create the money. But the thing is, we should not sell our souls in order to get the money.
Okay, but when the Black Wall Street was created, we were doing that. You did have businesses there because you had realty firms, you had bakeries there, you had stores there, because I visited the Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I visited last year, and there's an old ancient African proverb, listen to the wind and hear the stories of long ago, Blues. Now, Blues, you got a point. Yeah, be an entrepreneur. Go out there, make your money. I've been an entrepreneur all my life, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and it's an uphill battle, but, you know, as they say, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. Now, I do see Sarge have, okay.
Did not want print on, what are we fearful of? Because we never asked society to give us anything. We never came to a position that we had to do whatever, but what did he say? What Willie Jolly say? A setback is a comeback or whatever. And we did the comeback. And then when we did the comeback, they turned around and they placed the bomb on us. Not only in Oklahoma, but they turned around and placed the bomb in Florida as well as in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah, Rose Hollywood, Florida. Yes, ma'am. You are correct about that.
All the brothers and sisters making their capital.
Okay, now also too, Sister Naya, okay, I'm going to emphasize your point even more so. Okay, now check this here, Blues. Okay, Hollywood, California. Okay, Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? The land of make-believe, Paramount, Universal, Warner Brothers, and what have you. There was a black filmmaker there that revolutionized movie making. His name was Oscar Mashore. Okay, they stole a lot of Mashore, Mashore, if I'm saying it correctly. Now, another prominent figure that you had to look at who was in Hollywood at that time in the 1930s, his name was Paul Robeson. He was a lawyer by trade, graduate from graduate from Black Wall Street. Graduate from Colgate University. He was also a lawyer, and then also too he made a film called Emperor Jones. And keep in mind, man, at that time in old Hollywood, a lot of the black talent was stolen. You see what I'm saying? Now, one black woman, two black women, I'm sorry, that I got the utmost of respect for, may they both rest in power. That there would be Ruby D, and that there would also would be Cicely Tyson.
I want to take you on the light on Shabaka. You have to understand when the market went down in 1923, when they had a big, it was the depression that went on. There was a black.
Oh, you talking about the stock market crash system of 1929?
Yes, there you go. That turned around. Well, it started actually, with all this stuff because the market was steadily going down. There was a black woman that had her own bank, and it was called Penny Saver. Do you know who I'm talking about? I'm not.
No, I don't. Enlighten me, sister.
I'm talking about with the sister that came out of Richmond, Virginia, right?
Okay.
Richmond, Virginia, that had her own bank, and they helped. That bank alone, because of telling brothers and sisters to save their pennies, that she turned around and she was able to help people out of what happened with the stock market fall and everything else.
Okay, so basically, sister, what she did help with was capital and cooperative economics running the bank.
She did a lot more than that. She was able to, just like how the government turned around and they bailed out during coronavirus, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, because they was
they did.
Whatever.
Yep.
She turned around and she was able to get brothers and sisters out of the depression.
Okay.
So
now, if she was able to do that in the 1920s, if she was able to do that in the 1920s, what's your excuse for you not being able to get your life right today?
Okay, now Blues.
Okay,
now Blues.
Life right today. I think that the problem is that we're focusing on the wrong things. I don't think that
I'm focusing on today and the real life situation of everyday people. And what I'm saying is your perspective. You're limiting your perspective to just America. That's the problem. You're not viewing yourself, comparing yourself to the 9 billion people that live on the planet. If you compare yourself to the entirety of the human population, if you make $30,000 in US dollars a year or more, you're in the top 1% of the entire human race financially. Most people on the planet today live off less than $300 a month of income.
Okay,
that's like
Blues.
80% of the world. So what I'm saying to you is stop comparing yourself to the super rich.
Okay, hold on.
Even in America, stop comparing yourself to people. Let me make my point. Stop comparing yourself to somebody.
Where did you go shopping at yesterday, brother? Did you go to the store yesterday?
I have my own business. Do you own a business?
No, wait a minute. Hold on. I'm not asking you if you have your own business. I said, did you go to the store yesterday?
No, yesterday I didn't go to the store yesterday.
You go to the store yesterday? Okay, what store did you go to?
I didn't go to the store yesterday.
All right, did you go to the store today?
No, I didn't actually. The only thing I got today, I went to a restaurant to get some food. That's the only thing I did.
Yesterday. Did you go to the store before yesterday?
What's the point are you asking? Just get to the point. What are you trying to ask?
Where did you spend your last dollar at? Where did you spend it?
What does that matter? What does that matter?
It matters a lot because that dollar that you spent, did that go back into the Black community? Did it go? Did it go?
Wait, hold on. Why would that matter? Let me ask you a question. Why would that matter?
Okay, because
that is our generational wealth. Because
I'm creating money. I'm creating money. Listen, let me explain something. Let me explain something to you about generational wealth you're talking about. Let's use let's compare white people as an example. Let's just use them as an example. When white people create, listen, no, just let me make my point. Hold on. When white people create money. When white people create money, you never see them saying, "Oh, I'm creating this wealth so I can empower the white race." They don't think that way. They think I'm making this money for me and my children. No, that's how it is in every part of the world. Let me tell you, ma'am. Let me give you a history lesson here.
Let's talk about the homestead.
Hold on. Before we go anywhere, to the sister here, let me ask you, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living?
Okay, sister, let Blues finish.
No, I'm asking sister a question. What do you do for a living? Do you own a business? Do you have a job? Like, what do you do?
I have a business. And then on top of that, of course, I work too.
Okay. Do you mind, if you don't mind me asking, if you're not to get personal, do you make more than $100,000 a year in income?
No, I do.
I'm asking, do you make more than $100,000 a year in income?
I said no.
No, she said no. She doesn't. Blues.
No, okay. So now we're getting to the issue here. I think the real issue we got going on is that you might be broke. Now I'm not saying that as an insult.
Well, wait a minute, hold on. But you know what?
But I think a lot of your
let's talk about land. Maybe I do make over 100,000 because I do own land in Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Okay,
so
that's good.
Count as economy as well. Because
the only reason I ask is that you sound like the kind of people that I interact with that are usually broke and are just bitter about their situation financially, and they lash out at everything. That's how you sound. You sound like a bitter old woman.
I'm a veteran.
Okay.
You sound like it's a gay ass motherfucker want to get fucked in.
Come on now. Come on.
There you go.
Okay, come on. Okay, wait a minute.
There you go. That's what you're about.
Okay, wait a minute. We're talking about shifts of production of land. Come on now.
Listen, man. This is why when men talk, for example, like if I'm talking to the host here, Shabaka, me and him can have a logical, reasonable discussion as a men, because men, we think logically, not emotionally. Clearly, woman, you're thinking emotionally. That's why you're irrational. That's why you're yelling. That's why you're just having these outbursts of anger.
Okay,
you can't even control your emotions.
But hold on, Blues.
What's the point of talking to you?
Okay, but Blues, this is an educated woman.
Doesn't
sound like it to me.
Let me tell you something. You got people that is out here making way more than $100,000 a year. So being broke is nothing. Because I'm going to tell you something. Just like they give you reparations, and so they pass a reparations bill, and so they turn around, they give brothers and sisters a reparations, say, hey, I'm going to give you this $100,000. I'm going to give you that. That does not stop the corporation for turning around and charging a carton of eggs $100,000. Right? Just like, she say she's going to give everybody $20,000 or however, whatever, but they never talk to you about credit or anything else. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing is, it's not only about economics. We have to teach brothers and sisters how to survive out here just doing the basic things if you're going to be a citizen.
Okay, now that's what Dr. Claude Anderson was talking about.
Because, like I said, if we go back to the Homestead Act, all that land and everything else They stole it from our ancestors. It was stolen. It was stolen. And they created off of the stolen land, they created money off of our ancestors' land. So how do we
you're proving my point with that statement, because you're thinking like a woman. See, men, we understand this competition. From the beginning of mankind, civilizations have been fighting each other over land and resources all the time. It's been happening everywhere. That's what men have been doing. First of all, you're a woman. You wouldn't understand that because you're a woman. You're a woman. That's the problem. You don't understand that. The men understand that, because men, when men, we settle things by clashing with one another, and we fight, and with the strongest survive, and the strongest take the spoils. That's how it's been. That's why men, listen, man, that's why men, we like basketball, we like watching football, because we like competition. That's how we think. You as a woman, you don't understand that, because your mind is not wired to understand that. You don't think that way. You don't think like men. Men, we understand because our minds are wired to think that way. No, it's a fact.
I mean, she has no idea of the concept that nations are literally formed by conquest and war. And that's every nation on the planet.
Okay,
that's every nation on the planet is formed.
But hold on, Sarge.
Don't die, have a heart attack, have a stroke, and take that fucking.
It's not a heart attack and a stroke, lady. It's the fact of history.
Okay, sister. Okay, sister, just hold on, sit back, breathe. You know,
I mean, you can't tell her nothing, man. She's all in her feelings.
Okay, hold on, Sarge.
Y'all motherfucking gay ass motherfuckers.
See, now, listen, just mindless insults. Mindless insults after mindless insults. I mean, she doesn't know anything. And if she knows anything, it's consumed by a culture and an atmosphere, a feeling of grievance.
Okay.
She doesn't know anything at all.
Okay, sister. Actually, gentlemen, this woman is highly educated. Now,
well, why is she showing it then?
Okay, hold on, Sarge.
Caucasian, you idiot.
Listen to this.
Okay, come on, no insults, please. Okay, because I want to talk to
She doesn't give any historical facts because she doesn't know any.
No, actually, Sarge, she's very well educated.
I'm waiting on one that isn't subsumed by conjecture.
It doesn't matter that she's educated or not. The point is just a woman.
Independently on its own. I haven't heard it yet.
Okay, hold on a second. I know what I'm going to have to do right here.
That my brothers want to lay down with their oppressor.
Okay, hold on, sister Naye. Hold on. Sarge, I'm going to unmute you in a second. Sit back, breathe, inhale, exhale. Now, Blues. Now, you said something here, like with men folk, okay? Because the first thing that goes through our mind is self-preservation. More so for our children, more so for our wives, okay? But more so than us is because a whole lot of men folk, as you know, Blues, as you know, Sarge, as you know, Brother Paris, is that, hey, as long as my woman and my children, okay, I will go sleep outside if I only got one bed in the house. You see what I'm saying? To preserve that, okay? Now, you got to control your own economics, Blues. You know what I'm saying? Is because, see, this is another thing that Dr. Claude Anderson was stating in his lectures, is that with all these, excuse my language, but with all these fucking migrants coming in here, black people have became the permanent underclass. You see what I'm saying? Now, Dr. Boyce Watkins has been giving some lectures on, of creating generational wealth. Okay, now, the problem I have with Kamala Harris is because she's not talking about this. Now, Donald Trump, well, Trump is Trump. That's the only thing that I could say. Now, Blues, as you know, Trump did not go out and create his wealth. He inherited his wealth. Okay, he inherited. Okay, so which means, Blues, He doesn't know like you and I know, man, going out here doing hard work, man, busting your ass, man, up here trying to make ends meet, and you hoping for that juggernaut to come in, just like people was bum rushing California during the gold rush. Okay, people were saying, hey, man, I'm jumping off these ships here in Frisco Bay. Frederick Douglass even came to Frisco Bay, and everybody was
is that a bad thing? Is it a bad thing that his dad worked hard to provide for his son? Like I've got 3 sons, and I'm working hard to make sure that my son business, and they can start ahead where I'm at. That's what every father should be trying to do, right?
Okay, Blues. Okay, now you're halfway right on that, but due to the American social order that Sarge and I argues with all the time, due to Jim Crowism, due to segregation, you see what I'm saying? They divided the black family unit with the welfare system, of where they had to tell the woman, you got to put the man out of the house. Okay. So what starts happening with that? Well, you know, I'm in Chicago, like say in the middle of January, and I got a high here of about 2 degrees below zero. I'm a real cool dude. Okay, so let me go up here and innovate. Now you're going off into the rackets. It's because when you had the great migration from the South Blues, like what my family was a part of, from Alabama and what have you, going up there to the north, trying to get these good jobs. What did the unions do? The Plasters Union? No, we don't hire black folks. Auto Workers Union? No, we don't hire black folks. Although Henry Ford was the first to do that because of cheap labor. Oh, same thing there in the stockyards of Chicago. The same thing with the railroad.
I understand all that, but let me ask you a question though. And it's just man to man. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Would you consider yourself a successful individual as far as economically? Like, you think you managed to achieve a level of success in your life?
I've had my ups and downs with it, Blues. You know what I'm saying? But that's why it's called entrepreneurship.
Yeah, but would you consider yourself to be in a solid situation right now? Like, you're able to take care of yourself, take care of your family?
No, I could take care of myself. I have no family. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you have no children?
No, okay. I don't have no, not that I know of anyway.
I got you. But what I'm saying is this. Think about this. When you bring up all these factors, like let's say what happened with the welfare program for black families and all of this stuff, what I say is when you say all these things, break it down to your personal life. Did anyone come to you and tell you to not take care of your children? Let's say hypothetically you had a son, right? You find out tomorrow you got a son. Are you going to take care of your son?
Oh, yeah, but if he's still under the age of 21, but if he's grown, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm saying he's a child. Let's say you had a brand newborn tomorrow. You found out are you going to take care of your son?
Well, of course. You know what I'm saying? Now, Blues, there's a guy out of history, okay? Out of black history.
Don't talk to me about history or other people. I'm talking about you as a black man. You said yourself, if you had a child, you're going to take care of him, correct?
Okay, but Blues, I need you to understand the premise of what I'm going to say.
I know your premise, but I'm making a point that it's going to tie in. Now, you said you would take care of your son. I'm a black man. I take care of my children. I'm sure Sarge, I don't know if he has got children. I'm sure he does. Exactly. Now I'm going to flip it and I'm going to ask you. If you see a black man who does, I got that. If you see a black man who does not take care of his children, which is the bare minimum responsibility of every man, is to provide for your children and to protect them. If you see a man that doesn't take care of his children, what do you think of him as a man?
Okay, well, see, Blues, I'm going to tell you something. Are you familiar with an actor by the name of John Amos? And
I don't care about actors. I'm talking about real life.
Hold on. Okay, no. Hold on. But this actor portrayed the situation in real life. His name was John Amos, and he used to be on a TV series called Good Times, okay? And what it was is that he controlled his family. He raised his son. The man went out and worked every day on lousy, stinking jobs out there in the cold of Chicago that Sarge knows of, you see what I'm saying? So he took care of his son. But at the same token, though, the American social order, okay, discriminated against black men, you know, as far as getting union jobs in the North. That's why he had the great migration of the South, bum rushing New York, bum rushing Detroit, bum rushing Minneapolis, bum rushing Chicago. But however, the union would say, well, we don't hire colored people here. So what are you going to do?
You're talking about the 1950s, 1960s. This is 2024, man.
Hold on, Blues. Okay, hold on, Blues. Hold on. Okay, yes, I am talking about that time. But for the men at that time, what happens? Now, to quote the minister, Malcolm X, read his autobiography. Okay, now you're going off into the rackets. Okay, because you got no choice. Numbers running, what they call the lottery now, crap houses, you know what I'm saying? In 1934, they legalized gambling here in Nevada. So the thing is that from what I understand at that time, the state of Nevada was giving away the land, but you had to develop it. You see what I mean? But of course, we know what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas. But the point is that as Malcolm X had said, by any means necessary. Now, the average person who is not black in the American social order, as far as climbing the economical ladder, they're going up at a 45-degree angle. That's why it's called risk management. That's why it's called entrepreneurship. Okay, but the black man,
that's not the case today anymore.
Okay,
because
but hold on.
If that were the case, look at the black Nigerians. The black Nigerians that come in this country, they're one of the highest achieving economical status in this country.
Okay, but Blues. But keep in mind, those Brother Chase points out, and I'm going to bring him in and he can unmute his mic about that. You got tetherism. In other words, you had colonialism in Africa, but now you got neo-colonialism in Africa, where the colonialist carries out the slave master's orders on his own land. And this is why I salute President Museveni of Uganda, is because Biden has sent one of his envoys over there to the president of Uganda and says, well, man, you all got to embrace a LGBT
and they rejected it. They rejected it, right?
President Museveni said, look, man, that goes against our lifestyle right here. You see what I'm saying? And so, you're going to have to get that way. Out of there.
In the entire African continent, you go to jail if you're a homosexual, and they're never going to change that. That'll never change. That's just a fact.
Well, you see, well, Blues, on African culture, they emphasize the procreation of life. That there only happens is between a union between man and woman, not two dudes screwing each other in the ass.
Yeah, it's called righteousness and honor. It doesn't it's the principle of no matter what situation you're in, whether you're poor, whether you're oppressed, whether you're being colonized, it doesn't mean you have to compromise your own morals or do things that are evil, like robbing and stealing from your own people just because you're in a difficult situation. See, in the black community in America, if you go back to the 1920s, the 1930s, the 1940s, even when people were living in dire poverty in the deep South, there was still honor amongst the community. Nobody robbed from themselves. No one went and would rob from grandmothers, breaking into people's houses, stealing what they have, grabbing people's purses. You never saw that. There was no crime in the black community. There was no single motherhood. There weren't single mothers all over the place. None of that existed. Why? Because there was such thing as having righteousness and honor, even if you're in poverty and oppression. But what we got black people today is black people today who don't live under the same oppression, don't live under the same poverty that black people in this country lived under in the 20s and 30s and 40s. But today they got no honor. They got no righteousness. They got nothing. They got nothing to stand on except excuses for their own failure. That's it.
Blues. Let me ask you a question, Blues. You saw what happened with George Floyd with Derek Chauvin, right? You also saw what happened with
what happened to George Floyd has nothing to do with you and me.
Yes, sir, it does. I'm gonna tell you why. Because
in what way? Tell me.
Okay, as black men, we could have been put off in that position. Hey, when I was growing up in the city of Los Angeles, man, I used to get stopped by that damn community resources against street hoodlums. Okay, well, you heard of Mark Furman, who was a crash officer, and what did Mark Furman say in the O.J. Simpson trial? Here's what we do when we conduct our interrogations: community resources against street hoodlums.
Yeah, but that's not how it works now. It ain't like that no more.
Sir, please.
You keep looking backwards, man.
No, man, I'm stating facts, okay, because I grew up in Los Angeles.
You're saying facts from the 1980s and 1990s. This is 2024, bro.
Sir. They still got us systemically divided because you get these black bourgeoisie, ass-scratching Uncle Tom Negroes who figure, well, just because I made a few dollars, I'm better than the next brother. You see, that's division. Other communities don't do that. Other communities, man,
no,
what they
no
do
other,
is that they
no other
reinvent,
community
they
acts like the
reinvent
Black
themselves.
community where they justify foolish behaviors. Black people justify foolishness under the guise of racism. That's completely unacceptable.
No, that's not necessarily, sir. That's not necessarily true. Okay, I
that's
know
100% a fact.
No, sir, it's not. It's because I don't know how old you are, man. But I'm in my mid-60s. I'm telling you shit that I've lived through and what I experienced. I'm not talking about what I read. I ain't talking about what I heard.
I'm talking the same thing. I'm talking about what I lived through. I'm half your age. I'm in my 30s, and I'm telling you, the principle of the world in nature has always been adapt or die, and you have to adapt to a changing environment. You're talking about the environment of the 1960s, 80s, 90s. The sister brought up Black Wall Street. That was the 1920s. The environment and the rules of today are not the same as the rules of the past. If you don't adjust to today's rules, you're going to go extinct. It's not the same thing.
Okay, sir. Blues. Yes, it is. Look at Donald Trump. You see what I'm saying? He's just a friggin'
What does Donald Trump got to do with my life? What does Donald Trump got to do with my pocket? What does Donald Trump got to do with my money? What does he do with that? What is he doing?
He can sign executive orders if he gets reelected to break your ass.
Like what? Name one. Name one. Name one thing he can do that.
Relax, man. Relax.
What are you talking about? I had more money with Donald Trump and what's it up?
Sarge, we're talking to a younger man here.
Wait a minute. Are you going to tell me I didn't have more money?
Sarge, I don't know what the hell you had for money, man. That ain't none of my fucking business what you had if you had some goddamn money or not.
More a year than for the same goods and services that I did when Donald Trump was president.
Okay, I'm going to ask this young...
That motherfucker Biden is costing me money.
Damn, Sarge. Okay, now the young man that we're speaking to here, the young man said that he was in his 30s. There was a lot he did not live through, number one, that you and I have lived through, Sarge. Number two is...
Yeah, so why do I agree with him more than you then? We had the same experiences.
Sarge, let me explain something to you.
We had the same experience. I got my ass beat by racist mobs when I went into a newly integrating neighborhood. Do you think it means that all white people want to beat my ass and they're always? No. Because as much as I got trouble with racist mobs and fighting racist white people, I also had white people who aided me, assisted me, gave me advice. Some of them saved my life in Vietnam. So what the fuck am I supposed to conclude? Neither is true. There's good and bad in all people.
Sarge, that all-inclusiveness is bullshit, man. I'm telling you. Wake up and smell the goddamn coffee, man. Shit.
Look, everybody who isn't worth a shit.
On this goddamn platform, shit.
I exclude everybody who isn't worth a shit, and I include everybody who is worth something.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, I'm going to explain to the young man here.
And I exclude on the basis of race.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, Blues. You still with us, Blues?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, now, Blues, you're a young man. Okay, you stated that you were in your mid-30s. Okay, you got your whole life ahead of you, Blues. But when you was getting educated in these public indoctrination systems, there were certain things that they took out of the educational curriculum. Now, let me ask you this here, Blues. What city do you live in?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis, where they killed George Floyd. Okay. All right. Have you ever heard of the Black Panther Party, Blues?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Do you know about the Black Panther Party, what they were about?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Please enlighten me.
Well, we'll start with the leadership. Unfortunately, I felt like they weren't led by honorable men. The fact that one of the leaders engaged in raping women, started with raping black women, then he started raping white women, and he thought that was supposed to achieve something. To me, I can't follow people like that, number one. Number two, their entire philosophy was based in Marxism, which I fundamentally disagree with. Secondly, they didn't focus on the things that would actually better people, meaning instead of teaching men the principles of success, which is hard work, discipline, wisdom, and seeking out the things that like financial literacy so that you can grow and advance in life and learning how to operate in the capitalist system they live in. Instead, they were teaching them Marxist ideas that would not push them forward and pushing things like collectivism, which does not work in a country like America. So my point to you, and this is why I brought up, is if you want to survive in any environment, whether you're an animal, whether you're a human being, you have to adjust to whatever your climate and environment that's around you. If you do not adjust and learn to excel at the environment around you, you will go extinct. You're gonna fail.
Okay, hold on a second.
I'm not with this feminine mindset of what's right, what's fair. I don't care about that. Because life is not asking me what's right, what's fair. What life is asking me, what am I gonna produce? What skills do I bring to the table? What do I bring to the market that's valuable that I can leverage to get money?
Okay.
So my mindset is making money.
Blues. With you being I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. Hell, man, why the hell you think I'm out here in Sin City? But the point is, what I'm getting at is, have you ever been the subject of police brutality?
I've dealt with probably the police like 40 to 50 times. Out of those encounters, I've only had one cop that disrespected me at all. Every other cop I dealt with treated me with respect and were totally professional.
Okay. Have you ever been to the city of Los Angeles?
Yes, I have.
Have you been stopped by the Los Angeles Police Department?
Not LAPD, but another California department, I think up in
I didn't say another California department. I'm talking about the Los Angeles Police Department, which in my opinion is a damn You don't want to be stopped by them. I already made the mistake for you. You don't have to be guilty. You don't have to violate no laws to get stopped by the LAPD. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's one for you. You ever heard of Crash Community Resources Against Street Hoodlums? You heard of Mark Furman, right?
What is LAPD going to do as far as stopping you from making money and taking care of your family? What are they going to do to you?
I'm going to tell you how they could stop you from doing just that. Pull you over and put a fucking bullet in your head. How about that?
Did they put a bullet in your head?
No, they had put 9 millimeters on me and put it to the back of my head, and they said if you move your black ass 1 inch, we'll blow your brains out here from Hollywood Boulevard to Imperial Highway. Do you know how far?
Did they put a bullet in you? Did they put a bullet in you? Did they put a bullet in you?
No, they cocked it. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard the round go off into the chamber, and you had no goddamn probable cause. License plates was in order. No tag violations, obeying the speed limit. You see what I'm saying? And it was Crash. Now, let me tell you something, okay? When I was riding down Crenshaw Boulevard, going up to Washington Boulevard, I saw a Crash unit in front of me. They pulled over to the side, so I knew exactly what the hell they were going to do. So I went up the hill, made a right turn, got into a well-lit intersection, right? They searching my car illegally, and I'm just sitting there, run and make, no once. So then they asked me, well, where do you work at? I said, sir, I don't work. You know, I'm a student over here at the California State University of Los Angeles. Okay, well, what the fuck are you studying? He asked me just like that. Oh, glad you brought it up. Concepts of criminal law, civil rights in the law, business administration, and political science. Whisper. Yeah, you fucked with the wrong one. Okay, officer, I noted your badge numbers. I took the damn shot number off the car, and my advice to anybody who gets stopped by the police, you don't want the fucking badge number. What you want is the shot number off the car, because that son of a bitch had to sign for that vehicle, man, before he went and started his shift, okay? Oh, deep apologies and all that. I said,
well, what's that got to do with what we're talking about? We're not talking about that.
Sir,
that got nothing to do with what we're talking about at all.
Oh, yes, it does. It has everything to do with what we're talking about, sir. It's because for the simple fact, cops is pulling me over with no probable cause, putting my life in danger.
Got it. So you're bringing that up as an excuse for why black men don't handle their business because there's racist
talk? I ain't making no goddamn excuse for nothing, man.
So
I ain't got to make
bring that up. Why'd you bring that up?
Shit.
So why are you bringing that up?
I was just trying to show you just how easy it is that you can get killed by these race soldiers, just like they killed George Floyd. The police are policy enforcers. The police evolved from slave patrollers. Okay, the police are policy enforcers and not law enforcement officials. The only
I'm not worried about the police.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. The only duly elected law enforcement officer would be the sheriff. Now, are you
scared of the police?
Say that again.
Are you scared of the police?
Hell yeah, I'm afraid of the police. Now,
that's the difference between me and you. I'm not afraid of the police.
Okay, then, man, you're gonna wind up getting your brains decorating the inside of your car.
You say
now,
that, but it ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
Okay, man, you're young, you're gonna live forever. But that man that you had talked about, that you had disrespected by the name of Huey Percy Newton, who was a doctor, by the way, okay, when he formed the Black Panther Party was point number 7. We want an immediate end to police brutality and murders of unarmed black people, because Dr. Newton had stated, and he was a graduate with a doctorate degree from the University of Southern California at Santa Cruz. He says the police are in the black community there. They're there to contain us, they're there to control us, and they're there to brutalize us, and they're there to kill us. Say.
Okay, I mean, if you want to live in that world, you can live in that world, but I'm not going to live in that world because that's not the reality that I live in.
Well, I tell you what, Shabaka, I wish to God that black men were at the same risk of death from the black community as they are from the police. I wish black men were at the same risk of death from the black men as they are from the police.
Indoctrination centers called the
inner city schools because
that's where they learn that shit from, Sarge.
You don't want to pay attention to that, do you?
Sarge, that's where they learn that bullshit from. It's not
education. I didn't learn this stuff in school.
I can guarantee you a black man is more likely to be killed by another black hoodlum than he is a policeman any day of the week.
That is bullshit, Sarge.
That's a
fact.
No, that's bullshit. Okay?
Man, you can't do math then if you believe that shit.
Sarge.
You can't do math.
Sarge. Okay, Sarge, I didn't make it to this age, man, by being stupid. Now, the young man here, Blues. Now, Blues, let me tell you something, Blues. I've already been your age, Blues. Your test is, can you make it to mine? Can't hear you, Blues.
Yeah, the problem is that you're applying your era with our era today. This is not the same time. This ain't the 1980s no more, man. This is a different world. And so what you went through, I respect what you went through. I'm not disrespecting it, but I'm just telling you, it does not apply to what's going on today. It doesn't at all. Not even close.
Okay, Blues. Like they said, youth, a pity is wasted on the young. Get with me, man, in about 20 years. Now, here's another thing here, too. Nigeria being a great big powerhouse, banking-wise and all that. Glad you brought it up, Blue. The Super Bowl that was played here, man, the last Super Bowl that was played here in Las Vegas, right? There was a Nigerian banker that they invited. Yeah. Go ahead, Brother Che. Okay, somebody was calling my name. Okay, what happened? Did the damn show collapse? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, man. But I just wanted... Hey, Mac 285. Hey, man, peace to you, man. We see Mac 285 in the chat room. Call in, man.
Yeah, of course things have changed. You think that America's the same now as it was, say, in 1950 or 1920?
Hell yeah, it's still the same, but it's more so because they got it all sophisticated, man, with this high-tech shit. Okay? I yield. Go ahead, Brother Che. Take over. Because I know where you're going, Brother Che. I just want to see if Blues is getting ready to open himself up for that left hook.
Oh, simple. Number one, for example. Okay, right now, for example, when it comes to economic opportunity today, for example, if you go back to the 1950s, if you didn't, let me make my point. Right now, if you were to take, for example, anyone who hasn't gone to college at all, you can get what's called a didactic education, meaning with the resources available on the internet, you can learn business, you can learn a trade, you can learn financial literacy. You don't have to, I'm speaking, you can't hear me? Hello?
Yeah, Blues, we can hear you. I hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
Because I'm here. Do it.
Okay, now I can hear you on that. Okay. Yeah, what I'm saying is today there's too much information and resources available to where you don't need someone to come and hold your hand and tell you. And it's up to you as a man to go and pursue that information. Once you get the necessary information, whether it's financial literacy, learn a skill, a trade, whatever it may be that you want to get into, and learn how to do it, now you just got to apply wisdom and discipline to put it into action. That's it. So to me, any other thing you want to tell me, you're just giving an excuse as to why people don't handle their business. Now, if you want to say you don't handle your business because of racism, if you don't handle your business because of the police, if you don't handle business because of Donald Trump or whoever you want to blame, that's your problem, not me. I don't think that way. Now, if you want to think that way, that's on you as a man.
Okay, hold on. Do not hang up, Blues. Okay, I muted him out. Do not hang up, Blues. I got to tell you something. Okay, Brother Che, we went over this. Okay, but hold on, though. Okay, now also, too. Okay, but hold on, Brother Che. Okay, hold on, Brother Che. You know, don't want to get it all up. Okay, what I'm saying, what I'm saying, though, is this here, Blues, is this here. There was a banker from Nigeria who they said could come to the Super Bowl. He got on a plane from Nigeria, I would imagine he left Lagos, landed at JFK, then he took a plane to LAX, which is Los Angeles International Airport. Then they gave the dude a helicopter ride, supposedly from LA to Las Vegas, and the damn helicopter crashed. Now you tell me what's up with that. Blues. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. All right, Blues. Okay. You heard my last statement. What's your response to that, sir?
That has nothing to do with anything we're talking about whatsoever.
That doesn't have nothing to do with anything. Okay, see, this is what the fuck I'm talking about, okay? In my opinion, they knocked that man off because he had too much economical power. You see what I'm saying? Now, why?
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Okay, let's do some logic. Let's do some logic right here. Okay, Blues. Okay, Las Vegas is 300 miles from Los Angeles to the east, right? So why in the fuck would you have this man fly on an airplane from New York JFK to LAX as opposed to landing him right here in Las Vegas? Okay.
What does that have to do with my life and your life? What does that got to do with any of us? What we're doing? What does that matter? You're bringing up some random person that ain't got no bearing on your life. Again, my point, you're bringing it up because you want an excuse, right? You want an excuse?
Man, check this out.
Go ahead and make an excuse for yourself. That's what you want,
How about that, man? Kicked off, exit, edge, right? Kicked off, okay, because I'm not putting up with this bullshit. Blues is gone, man. Blues is gone. He's through. I kicked him out, okay? Because he's coming up with prepackaged bullshit, and I'm sitting up here explaining facts to this man of what the fuck I lived through, and he's gonna sit up there and tell me, man, that he don't see an elephant in the room, okay? Now, I appreciate the man's success. I don't give a fuck about what he do. I'm not jealous of that motherfucker. The only damn thing I was trying to get the brother to see with him being younger is how easy with him being in that position of how quick his ass can become the next fucking statistic. You see what I mean? I don't want to see that there happen to that brother. You know what I'm saying? But see, he's choosing to be ignorant. See, he does not see the white elephant in the room. He does not see what the fervor is that they try. Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? Hell, at least Sarge, although we argue with Sarge, Sarge does recognize the fact that he's a black man in America. Yeah, okay, Sarge. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, okay. And Mac 285 says the guy sounds like the police. Motherfucker just might as well be. Okay, Sarge. Yeah, okay, Sarge. We're in the last 5 minutes, Sarge. Come on with your closing out your comments. It's just me, you, and Jay.
Well, I just want you to know this, Shabaka, and this is not a throwaway line.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, he raised his hand up. Okay, we'll hear what he has to say. Okay, Blues, I'm unmuting your mic. Okay, Blues, you're back on, man. What's happening?
Wait a minute. I got Gerald out of Missouri in the Black Panther Party, if y'all want to include him.
Yeah, by all means, patch your man through. We just had to push the eject button, sister. Okay, wait a minute. We got 612. Okay, hold on. I think this is... okay, 612. Okay. Okay, 612. What's on your mind?
All right, so
yeah, I'm trying to figure out why you hung up on my call. But you didn't like what I said about having an excuse?
Oh, good. No. What it is, Blues, is that you are okay. Please do not take your shit the wrong way, Blues. You are a younger man. I'm your elder. Okay. What you have been, sir, you got fingerprints on. Okay, Blues, you got fingerprints on your brain. Now, keep in mind, Blues, when I was your age, I had the same ideas and dreams, too, of being an entrepreneur and what have you and all that old type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which is great, fine, beautiful, Blues, but the American social order is geared against you. Blues, have you ever read a book called The Autobiography of Malcolm X?
No, I haven't.
Okay, Blues, I suggest you read it and get back with me, brother. But on that, man, you're more than welcome.
Why would I read a book about Malcolm X? Why would I read a book about that?
Why would you read a book about? Oh man, now I'm fucked up.
That has nothing to do with anything that can help me financially.
Take over, brother Che. I'm out, man. That fucked me up. Okay, take over, brother Che, man.
I honestly think that's part of your guys' problem is that you read these political books. Hold on, let me make one point. I'm told I'm from Minneapolis, born and raised in Minneapolis. Now, I'm not broke. Let me ask you, how much money you got? Are you broke? Or do you got money? Do you have money? No. Do you have money? No. Forget all these questions. I need to know. I need to know. Do you have money? Do you have money as a man? Do you have money in your pocket? Then what you talking about then? Why are you even in this conversation if you broke?
Okay, all right, Blue.
Okay. Like, look, motherfucker, your ass is broke. Your ass is broke.
What? Why are you wasting your time on a show? You need to go out there and be making some money. Why are you wasting your time here if you're broke? Because you're broke. You're wasting time. You call me whatever you want. I'd rather have money in my pocket than to be broke and be walking around as a man thinking that you're something. You crazy.
Yeah, Max 285.
I feel bad for you, man. See, this is the problem. You listen to all this political
seconds.
talk. You listen to all this political talk, and instead of focusing on how to make money, instead of having discipline and wisdom, you're listening to people that are leading you down the wrong path, man. You don't even know what your left hand from your right hand. That's what you are. You're broken.
Blacc. Blacc. Get the fuck out of here. Go home.
The co-executive producer kicked him off.
60 seconds.
Okay, no, the executive producer kicked him off.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
See, and then keep in mind what Blues don't know. Now, Sarge knows this because all of us are shot alley craps. Okay, I'm out here in Sin City. You know, everybody's here. You know what I'm saying? We all saw good fellas.
Are you serious?
10 seconds.
He read a book called The Autobiography of Malcolm X.
Now, wait a minute now. I read the autobiography of Malcolm X. And I'm telling you right now, in many respects, Malcolm X sounded like Blues Unchained. Don't tell me he didn't. Because I'll go right to the section of the book where he sounded like Blues Unchained. Now, I don't agree that he should not read him. I think Blues Unchained would be surprised at what Malcolm X said. But damn it, Malcolm X sounded in many ways like Blues Unchained. Deny that to me. And if you said he didn't, then you didn't read his book.
One thing Malcolm X said, though, I tell you one thing Malcolm X said, though, you put your motherfucking hands on me, I put your
All right, I'm talking about what he said about manhood. What he said about manhood sounded like what Blues Unchained said.
You put that motherfucker in the ground.
Yes, he did. Now, goddamn it, Shabaka'S ain't saying shit because he knows goddamn well Malcolm X did write that way in his book.
Okay, Sarge.
Put him in the grave. Put him in the grave. And look, we're not going to
okay, well, hold on, Sister Naya. Hold on, Sister Naya. I'm getting ready to fuck Sarge up with this one here. Sarge, you got your left hand too low. Here comes the right cross. Sarge, I saw Malcolm speak. Did you?
So did I.
Oh, okay. When you saw him speak, Sarge, what was he talking about?
He was talking about self-sufficiency and the means by which men exert control over their families and their communities. He sounded like Blues Unchained. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He did. And I'll go right to his book where he sounded like what Blues Unchained is saying. You may not like it. You may not like the way he's saying it, but damn it, Malcolm X said much the same thing.
Okay, but Sarge, but one thing that Malcolm X was well aware of.
So you're not disagreeing with me either.
Sarge, one thing that Malcolm X did say, we don't teach you to turn the other cheek here. If somebody put their hands on you, you make sure he don't put his hands on nobody else. Blues
Unchained didn't say that either.
Okay, no, but Blues is going to come up here talking about loving a police agency. You see what I'm saying?
He didn't say, I didn't say a word about loving nobody.
Sarge, you heard me
describe the scenario. Where you get that from? He didn't say anything like that. Sarge,
you heard me say to Blues earlier this evening, less than 20 minutes ago, just like I told you about for the 10th or 12th goddamn time, man, that you've been calling in. And Sarge, and we appreciate you calling in. You are a contributor. I will give you that. Okay, yeah, okay. But all money ain't good money. Okay, I mean, look what Harvey Weinstein holded. Look what that sick son of a bitch Harvey Weinstein did to all them black actresses there in Hollywood. Oh, we'll make you a star, but you got to have 5 white men on you at the same time.
See, you know, you're acting as though one guy does something, it forecloses all avenues. No, it doesn't.
Oh, goddamn,
no, it doesn't.
You're talking about the crack in your ass, man. Come on, Sarge.
You know what I mean? There's all kinds of people in Hollywood who are at odds with Harvey Weinstein. So what? Mel Gibson made it without him.
Sarge, listen to me when I tell you this. Hollywood is its own planet, man. San Francisco
most people don't work in Hollywood. There's still a lot of money making floating around without Hollywood. Well, you can't make it in Hollywood. Go make it somewhere else, doing something else.
Sarge, why the fuck you think I left Los Angeles and came to Las Vegas, man?
Hey, man, I ain't never in my life thought about making no damn money in Hollywood, and I'm living okay right now. I'm making over 6 figures a year.
I don't blame you. Sarge,
I'm just saying, I have never thought about working in Hollywood. There's all kind of ways you can make money in the United States. Literally millions of ways.
Okay, Sarge. That's why they call it entrepreneurship. That's why it's called risk management. Okay, like Dr. Boyce Watkins, gives excellent lectures on. You see what I'm saying? Okay, that's why it's called risk management. But when Black people are becoming self-sufficient economically in Rosewood, okay, over there, man, in Tulsa, okay, Sarge, you from Chicago. You remember when Dr. King went through Marquette Park? And what did Mayor Daley tell him? Dr. King, yeah, you can go through Marquette Park, but we can't protect you because Chicago has certain traditions. It was the home of Al Capone for many years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Democrat.
So, okay, hold on. Sarge. Fuck the Democrats, okay? Now,
Black people seem to love the Democrats, keep voting all the goddamn time.
Okay, well, Sarge. Chicago is Chicago, okay? Now, Sarge. Now, Dr.
And black
King,
people voting for Democrats.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, don't nobody hang up. We're in overtime. We want to close this.
I didn't say you. I said black people as a rule. 94% in national elections. It's a fact.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, Sarge.
That's true. And that's what I'm complaining about. I ain't talking about individuals.
Okay, you talk about on the collective, Sarge. We understand that, man. You told us this here for the 120th fucking time. Now, when Dr. King got knocked in the head up there in Marquette Park with that brick, right? Dr. King said, out of all my years of living in the South, okay, this is the most racist place I ever been, okay? So now, they made a film called Southsiders with You. Barack Obama, him and Michelle was going out, you know what I'm saying? And what happened? What does old Sambo get up there and do? Okay, he was more concerned about a homosexual getting penetrated in his rectum, just like Sister Nai said, as opposed to the police murdering unarmed black people. Motherfucker, you the damn president of the United States. When them cases went down there with little Tamir Rice, with George Floyd, with shit, man, it's so damn many of them, man. You know, Philando Castile, you know what I'm saying? Ezell Ford, you say? Okay, no, he was concerned about a homosexual getting penetrated in his rectum as opposed to signing executive orders. Hey, Eric Holder, hey, FBI director, come here.
But what do you expect from a guy who let Larry Sinclair suck his dick in a limousine? What the hell do you expect?
Oh my God, Sarge. And this is why this episode is for those 18 years of age and over, folks, is because we get off the hook.
Hey man, that's what the man tested to in a press conference, and he had corroborating evidence to back his story up.
What story was this, Sarge? What fantasy?
Larry Sinclair, the guy who outed Barack Obama for hanging out at a men's club in Chicago, and all the where do you think he got the nickname Bathhouse Barry from?
Damn.
He a punk,
boy,
man.
There's never a dull moment here, boy.
He's a punk.
Sarge, I ain't defending that dude, man. You don't get no argument for me. But you need to get with your boy.
Well, you asked why, Shabaka. Why would he worry about somebody getting pumped in his booty? Because he's a booty punk his own goddamn self.
Oh, man. Well, the first place, gentlemen and ladies, okay, let's talk about rebuilding the Black family unit, and that there only happens, that happens only between a union between man and woman, okay? That's the only way that there happens. Now, they got their civil rights, they got their human rights, they got their other rights, but no man got a right going up to a heterosexual man talking about that he's a woman, and I don't give a fuck what his dog-faced Joe ass how much mascara and lipstick he's wearing. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you right now, man, Barack Obama is suspect, okay? We know what his background is.
You don't get no argument for me.
I'm just telling you, he was up there hanging out with rich white men in Hawaii, up there selling his services as a male escort. There's plenty of evidence to support it.
Okay, Sarge, you don't get no arguments from me. I ain't gonna defend that motherfucker shit. He ain't did nothing about the goddamn police department murdering unarmed black folks. What the fuck do I do?
What does the President of the United States have to do with other than the Department of Justice investigating civil rights offenses? The President of the United States ain't got nothing to do with the goddamn Chicago Police Department. He didn't do shit about it when he was a community organizer in Chicago or Illinois senator.
Sarge. Okay,
he didn't do shit as the United States senator either. Except give speeches at the Democratic National Committee.
Okay, Sarge, I know he took over Carolyn Mosley's bronze the rest of his term. He didn't even serve not one full term as a U.S. senator. You're right.
Damn right.
That is a fact. Okay, that is a fact.
It was all symbolism and no substance.
Okay, Sarge. Okay. This is why, Sarge, okay, why we need to, like what I try to tell Blues, but Blues are, I got money and you ain't. Okay. This is why we emphasize the cooperative economics within the Black community so all our people could have money. Sarge, do you know what the fuck it's like to be homeless, man?
Yeah.
So you've been homeless before?
Yeah, I got evicted from my apartment on South Shore Drive in Chicago and lived in my damn car for 4 weeks. Now, that ain't that long, but it damn sure gave me an idea of what it's like to be homeless. So I answered your question. Yeah, I got an idea of what it's like to be homeless.
Okay, all righty. Okay, Sarge. Okay. I stand corrected. Okay. It ain't nothing nice, is it, Sarge? But
no.
What happens is that these damn public indoctrination centers.
No, I know those things. I stopped my car. On the street.
Okay, but Sarge, suppose if you didn't have the car, where would you be?
Well, I didn't. I'm telling you what my homelessness was like. It was unique to me.
Sarge,
it didn't last that long, but you asked me if I had an idea. I have an idea.
Okay.
And not only do I have an idea from that, I spent 23 years as a police officer working mainly in Cook County in Illinois, and I dealt with all kinds of homeless people. I saw how they lived. I had to take them into custody. I had to help them out when they were victims of crime. So I know what it's like to be homeless. I got a damn good idea.
Okay, Sarge, how much bribe money did you take? And don't tell me you didn't take no bribe money.
See what you got to do? See what you got to do? I answer your questions honestly and forthrightly, and now you accuse me of corruption.
Sarge, you was the police in Illinois, man. The fucking city of Chicago is built on goddamn corruption.
How's the homeless motherfucker gonna give me some money? Think about it for a minute. Where you get it? If he has some money to pay me off, he wouldn't be homeless.
Sarge, let me explain something to you. One summer, I went to Chicago, okay, on the south side, okay, visiting my family. Okay, I see a Chicago police officer sitting parked, right? Okay. So I drive past him, I pull up in my aunt's driveway. This Chicago police officer with his short, Barney-fied, fat fuck, Cedric the Entertainer looking ass is screaming and hollering at me, yelling a bunch of obscenities. Well, man, you got out-of-state license plate. I need your goddamn license and registration. Here you go. It says give you this bullshit on demand, right? Okay. So fortunately, my aunt is standing there and she's witnessing this, right? Okay. So this son of a bitch takes my registration from California, my license from California, backs up the goddamn street and goes back to sitting where the fuck he was sitting at, probably eating his donuts or whatever, or talking to one of his prostitutes on his cell phone. I walk up the street. I said, say, man, you want to give me my motherfucking license and my goddamn registration back? Am I being detained? Am I under arrest? Well, man, you know, you got the out-of-state license. I said, man, give me my fucking license, man. And give me my fucking registration. So my aunt told me, she says, you know what the son of a bitch was trying to do, right? I says, no, auntie, tell me. She's saying that son of a bitch was hoping that you would have drove in your car, passed his ass up, then he was going to stop you again. And what he was going to do is saying you driving without a driver's license and registration was going to impound your goddamn car. And I said to myself, why, that crooked bastard. She says, well, this is Chicago. It was the home of Al Capone for many, many years. What the hell did you expect? I says, well, auntie, yeah, you got a point on that. But what I was trying to tell the old blues right there who refused to listen, okay, let him take his ass out there to Los Angeles and let him get pulled over by them lapdogs, man, at about, say, 2 o'clock in the morning. Take over, Brother Paris. Okay, I got to answer this phone.
Well, I never did nothing like that, so, I mean, I don't know why you'd ask me what kind of money I was taking. I don't take no money doing no shit like that. I ain't interested. Because once you take some corrupt money, you got to look over your shoulder for the rest of your career. I had no interest in doing that. I'm saying that I didn't take corrupt money. I'm saying I did not believe that the authority the people of the state of Illinois gave to me was mine to use for my own. Hey. Okay, I am saying that the authority that the people of Illinois gave to me was not mine to use for my own personal aggrandizement. Yes, that is what I'm saying. Now, you don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but that's where I've spent my career. That's why I didn't get promoted as much as I should have, because I didn't do that. Maybe.
Okay.
But I'm happy with myself, and I do it the same way all over again.
Okay. What was the highest promotion you got, Sarge?
Sergeant. I could have been a master sergeant if I'd have done certain things that maybe they wanted me to do.
Okay.
But but like I said, man,
and you were
I wasn't about to do some shit. I wasn't about to do some shit that went against my conscience and my ethics.
Okay, Sarge. Well, what is your closing statement, Sarge? Because we done lost Shabaka, and I got to close the show out.
Yeah, well, I figured he probably hit the wrong button when he left.
Well, that's good.
Basically, about economics, I'm telling you, the laws of market economics are compelling. You can't get away from them, and no amount of racial rhetoric is going to change that fact. Now, you might have success where you have a closed market in which black people are forced to participate in your market, and to some degree you can command it. But if you have to compete against others who also can appeal to them on the basis of offering better goods or services at a lower price, then you are going to fail to that other entity. That's the basics of economics. And at least in the United States, and what you have to be able to do is to be able to please the other person enough so they are willing to part with their money for your goods and or services. Nothing will change about that.
Okay, Sarge. Let me see. I think I got just muted so I can't hear what you're saying on the computer. Yeah. All right, Sarge. Well, with that being said, economics is time and energy. That's what economics is. At the end of the day, that's what it is.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. There is no such thing as black economics. If black people participate in economics.
But I believe what Shabaka was explaining or trying to explain was group economics, and that's what he was trying to get through the blue. That
people got brand loyalty. People always have brand loyalty.
Yeah. Okay.
But you got to be able to convince them they need to have brand loyalty. That means you got to do something to please them, but for some reason, now if you can please them with simply a pledge of racial allegiance, that might be good enough for many consumers, but I guarantee you it ain't going to be good enough for most of them.
Okay, you're familiar with the How to Sell to a Negro, right?
Who?
Are you familiar with the 1954 clip of How to Sell to the Negro?
Yes, I've seen it.
Okay.
It's a video. It's available on YouTube.
Yes. So
the people who did that video had studied the market buying habits of black people, and they were telling people who wanted to sell to that black market what would best appeal to them based upon the mores of the time in which it was made.
Okay, and the mores at the
And for the most part, I saw the video, and for the most part, it was the same thing that appealed to white consumers.
You tell them that they can't afford something, or that's too expensive.
No. I saw the video. I saw what they were telling people who were marketing their product to black people. They were talking about mainly white businessmen, and they wanted them to understand the particular, because every market has its own quirks, no matter who it is. And they were trying to tell the white businessmen how best to market the product to black people to make them most responsive to considering the product to buy.
And how did they do it?
And it was largely, if you look at it, it was largely the same things that white consumers wanted.
Okay, so
not in all things though.
Sarge, they literally said you tell them they can't afford this, and it'll make it more attractive for them, and they will go out.
That's not exactly what they said. They said that what they said was black people feel a sense of prestige by being able to own expensive items, and that wasn't a lie. Because black people felt they were locked out of things, and a way to show that they were making it and coming up in the world was to own, say, a Cadillac. And you know that's true. I know it's true, because I remember very well what black people were saying back when I was growing up, because I grew up pretty much in that time frame.
Yeah. So
I know.
Did they not?
And that's what they were saying. That's what the businessmen were. They're saying that black people are willing to part with money for things they cannot afford because it gives them a sense of prestige that in many cases they are denied. And that is true.
And that's still true today in 2024.
Well, it's too bad, because we should know better by now.
We should.
We ain't learned the lesson. Now that's on us. For whatever reason, it's on us to stop thinking that way.
I agree, Sarge. We actually agree on something. I got to close the show out. So thank you for tapping in. Was that your closing statement, or did you have something to say in closing?
Well, again, on one more thing I'd like to reiterate. I wish black people face the same threat from black people, your black men in their own community, that they face from the police. Then we would have hardly any murders, if that was true.
First of all, the only reason why we got all these murders is because our crimes are more reported than any other group. And we got more police presence.
Oh, right, so wait a minute, they're concealing all them dead bodies in the white community? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, they don't even talk about it.
I don't think so. No, well, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Okay, you cannot believe it.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Okay. That's your prerogative.
I think every single homicide that is reported in the white community is reported, and it's on a police report. Every single one.
No.
The only ones that aren't reported is because they ain't found the body yet.
No, they never.
And then those are missing persons, and you kind of correlate it from the missing persons report. The black homicide rate is off the chain. It's literally the majority of murders. Literally. From a small population subset, black homicide offenders commit the majority of homicides. That's insane.
It is insane, and it's not true. But is that your quote?
It is true. It is true. Mm-hmm. It is true. It's 52%.
No, Sarge, it's not true.
It is true. There's a dead body attached to every report, and an offender by description or by arrest.
Sarge, you're going by the FBI crime statistics.
No, I'm going by local. Look, Chicago's not reporting the homicides to the FBI right now. I'm looking at Chicago's homicide statistics. There is 78% in Chicago. So you know Sarge studies shit.
Yep, and you know I do too.
And I go to a wide variety of sources for information. Yes, I go to the FBI Uniform Crime Reports. But I happen to know that most of the major cities right now, where most of the homicides are occurring, are not reporting the homicides to the FBI. So you have to go to their databases.
And you think
that's why they say the crime rate is going down, because everybody's going to the FBI Uniform Crime Reports, and they're not getting reports from Milwaukee and Philadelphia and Chicago and Detroit and on and on. Okay. They're not reporting it, so it looks like homicide is going down. It's really going up.
That's my point exactly, sir. They're not reporting it.
The Democrats are not reporting it in Democrat-run cities. That's what it is.
So it's only the Democrats.
Most jurisdictions report their homicides to the FBI Uniform Crime Board. There is no law or constitutional prerogative that requires any state or local community to report homicides to the FBI, and they can't make them do it either.
Right. So what about them rural areas? What about them country bunkers?
What did I just say? They are report. They don't have many. Do you realize that the majority of counties in the United States, there's 3,000-something counties in the United States, over 2,300 of them don't even have one homicide a year. Did you know that?
I don't believe it. They're just not reporting it.
Well, if you don't believe anything, you don't want to believe.
No, you just.
I'm telling you the truth.
You that they're not reporting everything, and you can't.
No,
everything.
Homicide in the United States is concentrated in cities where black people run it, and particularly Democrats. If they ain't black, they're Democrats, or they're black and Democrat. And that's where the majority of homicides occur, in big cities, not in counties across the United States. I've seen 10 studies on this, and they all agree.
10 studies, but
you got to remember, John Locke, the researcher, went to every single county in the United States in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
He went directly to the reporting officers on homicide and violent crime, and he compiled the statistics. He got all the reports. The entire thing is there.
He got.
Now, I'm sorry. So if you want to be oblivious to fact and truth, you're free to be so. But I'm sorry. The evidence is in. It is overwhelmingly clear.
No, it's not. And these are those white supremacist talking points we're always talking about. No, because now
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Everything.
I don't believe it. If you show me some evidence to the contrary that can refute or contravene that which I have that is empirical and is backed up by reports on every single death,
okay,
then I'll change my mind.
Okay, we could do a whole show on that. When do you want to do it, Sarge? Because you've been going AWOL.
Well, I'll be happy to do it any day you want to.
On Fridays. So
I'll tell you what, I'll pick 100 counties in the United States. I'll pick 100 counties. I'll pick 100 of them because there's 3,000. I can't do them all in one show. So let's say we get 100 of them. And we'll look at 100 of them and we'll make, say, 75 of them rural counties and 25 of them big cities where all these deaths are coming. And you'll see what the truth is.
All right. I'll take you up on it, Sarge. Thank you for.
Now, you can explain as to why that is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm willing to listen to a bunch of rationalizations as to why it is so. Yeah. But what I'm not willing to accept is that it isn't happening.
Yeah, I'm down. But we got to close the show out. So I appreciate you calling in. Appreciate everybody that tapped in. Appreciate Sister Anaya for calling in. Appreciate Shabaka for holding it down. Even you, Blue, your tether, your damn Caribbean tether. We appreciate you calling in too. Um, in the chat, see you, Mac 285. Mac 285 was live in the chat, and Twin Pyramid, and we see the MD20. Appreciate you tapping in as well. So this is going to conclude the special edition of Turning Point in History, Season 9, Episode 38 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced, where we're discussing the Presidential Scamlection of 2024, and will be a major turning point in history for Black people. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced on Facebook and Twitter, now X.com. And join us this Friday for Grand Risings with Shabaka in the Chase. And hopefully we'll be joined with ours. And we can continue this discussion then. And then join us tomorrow because we're going to be live streaming the election results. So we would love to have y'all on the StreamYard. Sarge, I got to get your email. Is there any way you can log into the chat?
Yeah, I'll send it to you. I got the show email. I'll send it to you there.
Okay. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. Chan Krumah just appears. House District 8 candidate on the ballot for Carl State House of Representatives, District 8. Make sure y'all go out and vote tomorrow. And we will see y'all tomorrow for the election show on StreamYard. And we're gonna go out with Ship Ahoy. And if you're gonna vote, demand something tangible for your vote. Happening on StreamYard. We'll see y'all actually in a few hours. About an hour.